Today, I bought two Subaru Foresters out of Tampa, Florida. Both flood cars. I want to see which one I can make more money on. I got a 2018 Subaru Forester Touring Edition and a 2017 Subaru Forester base model. So the competition's on. Let's see which one can bring home the bacon. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. I'm a little nervous, but not that nervous because transporters don't always put jump packs on them and try everything. So let's see what we're going on. Why did we have to forklift this car that's listed as a ride drive? The first thing I want to do is see what's going on with power. Make sure we don't have any water in the oil. That's a good looking car. I like the leather. Oh, look at the steering wheel. The finish is all coming off of the steering wheel. It's pretty bad. We're definitely gonna have to get a new steering wheel for it. But I do like the leather interior. We don't have any power. That's a good thing since it won't start. I guess we could just verify it, but yeah, nothing there. So let's get the hood open and get a jump pack hooked up to it. Okay, pop the hood. Somebody's taking some panels off here. Let's just take a quick look and see if we got any water damage in here. I don't see any water damage. There's no water in the floorboards. That's encouraging. The seat tracks did get water on them though. It looks like it didn't get up too high into the seats, but it definitely got the seat tracks. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're buying new front seats. Let's see what we got going on with the car starting. All right, so, she's dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Let's see if we can find them. Oh, yeah, there's some leaves down there. So the water was up over that lower splash shield. Don't see a water line going up the engine block anywhere. Really curious, where's the water line on this thing? All right, I'm getting distracted a little bit, but now I want to know where this water line is. Look at this. All right, here's the line that they found at Copart. A lot of times I have luck looking up in these door jams. Nothing there. Nothing really there. This seat track, same thing over here. Seat bottom's got it. Seat tracks have it, but the rest of the seat looks okay. All right, well, let's check the oil, make sure there's no water in the oil. Assuming that's the case, we'll put a jump pack on it and we'll spin it around. What I'm looking for in the oil is two things. I want to make sure that the oil's not all milky. If it's got water in it and they've driven it, then it's going to turn it all up and it's going to turn into this kind of gray, milky looking. And we don't have that. The oil actually looks fairly old and it's dirty oil, so that's actually a good thing. The other thing I'm looking for is to make sure that it's not overfilled with oil. If there's water in the engine, the oil is lighter than the water, so the water will sit on the bottom and it will drive up the oil level. So this engine is pretty low on oil and it's got dirty oil. So both good things. I believe strongly that there is no water in the engine. So we're gonna go ahead, hook up a jump pack to it and see if she'll fire up. All right, let's hook up the old jump pack and see what we got. Okay, which one's positives here? Negative is here. Fired up. Oh, look at that. We got lights. That's good. All right, I hear stuff clicking. All right, everything's lit up in here. Wow. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to push the key to the button and 3, 2, 1. Nice. Okay, so we were just dealing with a transporter. It was trying to give me a slight heart attack first thing in the morning. But seriously, I just heard it rattle and cling for just a second when it first started. So, it looks like it just needs an oil change. Let's do a walk around and see what we've got. I guess the first thing is to see what's going on with these seats. Do they actually move? Do they work? What's the deal there? Yeah, nothing. Yeah, the back works. I think we're just gonna replace the seat. The fact that it doesn't move and I see rust on the tracks tells me just replace the seat. It's a shame it's got nice brown leather on it. I suspect we're gonna end up having to swap that leather out. But a new driver's seat for sure. Uh-oh. Now let's get this tape off of here. I hate that. So what you don't wanna do is remove the tape when it's cold, because it ends up leaving all this residue on the car. I'm gonna leave that tape on there. We can deal with opening this door later. So we got a good tire. They'll check the brakes. We can see if the alternator works right away by just turning off the jump pack. And we're good. So we'll get the jump pack off of here. The engine does sound good. It sounds real good. Oh, we had a Tampa Bay Lightning fan, clearly. Tow hook cover's out, doesn't surprise me. They had to tow it to Copart. Just get that back in there before it falls out on us and we end up having to buy one. Both the lights are working. This fog light looks like it's full of water. Yeah, look at that. I'm not sure what's going on there. Sure looks like it's full of water. Let's check the other one. Half full of water. Yeah, look at that. So that black line going across the fog light is where the water line was inside of the fog light. So for sure we're gonna have to replace that passenger side fog light. We've got some PDR work to do here on this fender. When there's small dents like that and they haven't broke the paint, usually we can just do that with paintless dent removal. So we'll have to be sure to put that down for our PDR guy. I like the water line mark. Let's see if we can get this other back door open. Maybe we can find a water line back here that matches what Copart gave us. Well, the back seat looks good. It did not get up onto the back seat, but those seat tracks look pretty bad on the passenger seat too. So let's see if it moves. Oh, it's a manual seat. Well, I don't think it's gonna work. All right, put a passenger seat on the list too. All right, what do we got here? Oh, power lift gate, that doesn't work. Oh, power lift gate, that does work. All right. Nothing really surprising back here. It's always a good sign to look in the tire well and not see a bunch of water. Let's see what we got down here. Ah, it's all dry. All right, we like that. Okay, so no water got in the back of it. So far, I see the biggest issue being replacing those two front seats. But let's look at the lights going on the dash here, because we've got these flashing lights going on the side mirrors. We've got a all-wheel drive light, we've got a lane change warning light, we've got a traction control light, a hill ascent light, and an eyesight light. We got the cluster pretty much lit up like Christmas. I suspect they're related to one or two different items, but with the ABS and lane change stuff, we've got a couple different systems with some errors. So next step will be getting it in for the water checklist, finding out what's creating all these error messages, and trying to get some seats.
Hey Matt, check this out. Look at all that coming out of that pipe.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so what we got going on here is when the water goes inside of the tailpipes from being flooded, it sits inside of there and it just starts to rust the inside of the pipe. And then it comes out as this rusty water. Phil, go hit the gas. I bet we can spray it all over the place. You gotta get the water out of the exhaust. The best way to do it is just rev up the engine, get a good burst of water coming out. Get a good burst of air coming out. Clean all that water out of the tailpipe. Hell yeah, man. You got it all over the door.
Oh my God.
Now you're gonna have to get the cleaning lady. Look at that. So let's do a walk around, check the car in before we do the water list on it. I didn't see much just driving it in. The lights weren't on. This tire's not the greatest. It's not good enough. I don't know. I don't like that tire. I don't see any dents over here. No fog lights, so we don't have to worry about water. The tow hook cover's missing. Got another not so good tire, so I'm gonna buy two front tires. Oh, and of course, it's an all-wheel drive, so that means 4 tires. Yeah, we might as well just do all 4 tires. I didn't see a water line anywhere marked from Copart. Look at this, so much better. I don't have any of the rust that we had in Lightning. This is all nice and clean and dry. Very encouraging, I like that. Not looking good for Lightning. This car is probably gonna be in and out of here pretty quick because Scooby the Subi here, she's looking good. I don't see any dents. I don't see any paint work needed on it. It's got a manual lift gate, but hey, I can deal with manual if it means we're gonna make some decent money on it. All right, the tire well's dry. This is just a good car. Okay, so the trunk's looking good, no water in there. I'm really encouraged by Scooby the Subi here. I think she's gonna do pretty good. Not looking so good for Lightning. We're talking $700 for all 4 tires, mounted and balanced. So not looking good for Lightning. I would say 1 up for Scooby. So we got Lightning in the building. What an ordeal that was. You know, it wouldn't start the other day. It was super cold that day, about 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and it just wouldn't start. Today we go out there, it's 47 degrees Fahrenheit. Car started right up. So we're doing the water checklist. That's when we go through the differentials, the T-case, the transmission, the engine, change all the fluids, looking for water. Brakes are all bad on this thing. The rear rotors are all pitted and rusted. So we've got rear rotors and pads coming for it. The front rotors aren't any better. Look at this thing. Those rotors are terrible. So front rotors and pads coming for it. But my theory, who knows if I'm right, but my theory is that the starter, which is located right here, had water in it. It had frozen. When we were crossing the starter, it would spin the motor, but the Bendix wouldn't pop out. If it had a little bit of ice, it could have been preventing the Bendix from popping out. Then it warms up, that little bit of ice melts. Now we click it and it starts. So I'm thinking the problem is the starter. We'll keep trying it some more and see if that's what's going on. If so, get the starter done. So next, Billy's gonna finish up the Waterline checklist and then onto the interior. There's mud falling down as you're working on it. That's like workplace hazard, right? You should be getting hazard pay for this, Billy.
That sounds good.
I could talk to your boss for you.
I appreciate that.
I'm not sure it's gonna do any good.
Let you try, huh?
I can at least mention it. Damn, look at that. That was tight. So what Billy's doing here is just checking the fluids. We're collecting some fluid out of each one of them. Seeing what we got.
Ready?
Yep.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right.
Look at that, looking really good. No water on that at all, 100%. That's pure, clean, that's good stuff. All right, so Billy has checked all of them now at this point. Our transmission fluid looks great. No water on that. It would be all milky. It kind of looked like chocolate milk if it had water in it. This is our transfer case. Look at that, just beautiful. Not only is it not milky, but there's no metal shavings or clutch material in there. Both of those look really good. Our rear differential, same thing. Again, no milkiness there. So all the fluids on it look really good. That's encouraging. So Lightning actually scored one. All right, we got Scooby in here doing the water checklist on her. She's looking pretty good so far. How's she gonna do on the water checklist? Let's find out. Richard here has taken the tires off of it already, and it's looking good so far. The rear rotors are almost brand new, and pads, they look great. It doesn't need rear brakes. The front brake pads and rotors also are in good shape. Doesn't need any brake work at all. He's already drained some of the fluid. What did you find in the, this is the engine oil here, Richard?
Engine oil.
Any water in the?
No, no milky water, no nothing. Engine oil's clean.
All right, one for Scooby. So the oil's good.
Oil's good. Transmission, a little dirty as normal, but no water.
Yeah.
We're flushing and clean, changing it.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
And that's the rear differential. Looks pretty good, no water, surprisingly, but no water.
Okay.
Other than that, everything looks pretty decent under it. No
Were you
rust
able to-
or anything.
No rust. Any signs of water in anything?
Not that I've seen so far, no. Double checked everything, we'll do all new filters and everything in it, and should be pretty good.
All right, so we do an oil change, oil filter, obviously, get a cabin filter, an air filter, and then if we don't find anything, we don't find anything. That's pretty much where it's at. So one up for Scooby, get her wrapped up and get her out of here. All right, so we've got them both checked in, and it's an exciting competition so far. It's close, but on the initial check-in, Lightning here didn't do so good. We did find a little bit of body damage to it, which whatever. Scooby, body was clean and good to go. On Lightning, got water inside of the car. And on water cars, that is a big deal. Whereas Scooby here, no water got inside of the car, so we do not need to pull the interior. Whereas Lightning, the entire interior's gotta come out of this car. We gotta take the seats out of it, the center console, the carpet. That's a lot of work, a lot of cleaning that needs to be done. It's a lot of wiring repairs that need to be done. Scooby doesn't need any of that. And make it worse, Lightning is gonna need 2 new front seats. Hopefully we can find them in the right color with the right upholstery on it, but we're gonna have wiring repairs and wiring repairs and wiring repairs on Lightning that we do not have with Scooby. That's gonna take a Class A tech, which is a limited commodity around here. So score a couple points for Scooby so far, but do have more margin left on Lightning. So she does have one up there. We got the cars on the lifts, did the water checklist on them. Both cars passed with no water inside of any of the fluids. The differentials look good, the transmissions look good, the engine oils look good. So one up for both of them there. But Lightning here did have to get front pads and rotors and rear pads and rotors, so there's another $400 or $500. It is a close competition though still, because Lightning did have a lot more margin left on it. So stick around. In the next 2 or 3 weeks, we will have a video showing the complete rebuild on both of these cars, on Scooby and on Lightning. You'll get to see the repairs that we need to make to them, and ultimately what the margins look like when we get them to the sales lot. Which one do you think is going to be the better car? Are we going to make more money on Lightning that needs more repairs, or are we going to make more money on Scooby? If you like this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe. This is Matt Ryan with NKY Auto. Thanks for watching.